And we're back on some more Goddess of the Moon Day energy. Hey, hold on, I need a hair tie, bro. My hair's bothering me. To be honest, life is bothering me. I just want to go on the record and just point out that I pretty much am a man-eater on every Monday. Really? Yeah, I'm not really with mankind on Monday. Let me get my mind and emotions about it. I'm like, no. And I just want to thank Wolfman for giving me that one symptom I didn't have, which is I'm going to throw up. Thanks. What's up, everybody? I am the Lilith reincarnated. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your one and only messenger of God. I'd love to meet someone else saying that they're a messenger of God. There's those that are messengers that spread the good message out of the book. I'm not a messenger of God. Anyways, that's me. I'm his first child. I'm on my last life. I'm so fucking burnt out right now. It's funny though, because as I was coming up the elevator, I was remembering, I've done this so many times, bro. I ascended as the Isis. I ascended as so many other things. It's just, I gotta do it one more time with Lilith and bring all my little fragmented parts. I am God in the female form. How many layers to me are there? About that many. Trying to figure me out will take you lifetimes. Upon lifetimes, upon lifetimes. I go through all of my goddess energies because that's who I was. It's just during that reenactment I can tell you what timeline I'm reenacting. It's just me. All the fucking layers of me. I went to Persephone. Is that where we're at right now? Probably. I'm compliant at this particular time. The wheel of the year. So, during this, we are entering... I'm just going to give you some stuff. What are we getting into? Ultimately, I had to open the gates of hell, so I need to teach you guys how to do exorcism and shit to protect yourselves. Now that it's coming after you. It's coming after particular people, but once it's open, it's open. We're going into... What we're going into? Not with Lamas. Come on. Where is it? Hold on. Can't think. Sahin? Nope. Lamas. Alright. During this time, the season starts, you're going to go through all of these energies. What are they? Feminine energies, feelings and time. Feelings and time. Feelings, bro. Feelings. The feminine is your feelings. So during the next Sabbath, you're going to go through all these teachings of feelings. Really? And then you're going to have to learn all kinds of them. There's certain feelings that you learn to ride throughout the year. There's certain feelings that come during certain times. This is the Divine Feminine Awakening. I am the Divine Feminine. I'm here to teach you all your feelings. Oh, God. What am I seeing here? Sorceress, spellcasting. Yeah, I teach all that shit too. I'm here to teach you all your feelings and how to harness them and how to work through your thoughts and get back to God. That's what I do. Today was interesting. It always is. First off, let's work our way backwards. The last thing I posted was Wolfman is a fucking idiot. Welcome to the fucking conversation. He started his Sagittarius no contact. I just want to point out, he only started doing those within the last couple months because he started stealing other people's ideas. You can look at all of his fucking videos all the way back. He's stealing people's ideas. Just want to point that out. Anyways, going back to it, he does this no contact. He pulls out the Magician, same as I did, and he pulls out the Judgment. And he says, oh, you're fucking manifesting a reconciliation. What fucking Sagittarius do you know that is hanging on to some douche from the past? The very definition of a Sagittarius is letting people go. If anything, we're the runners of the entire pack. Like, we're never trying to work shit out. Not with something from the past. We're ready to take on a new adventure. So you got this up. And that's what I said. Right away. And he pulls out the Devil card. Fucking, you know what I mean? All of this, bro. It's like, no, this isn't ending, and you just want it to be something because you need people to hang on to this bullshit. That shit might work with Aries or with all the rest of the signs, but us Sagittariuses are not going back to some douchebag that we just learned a lesson from that didn't know how to honor us. It's pretty simplistic. If you don't, you know what I mean? And that was the second thing I posted. This douchebag, you know, he's an absolute douchebag for that. He just spammed my fucking account and sent me his, you know, bunk-ass work. And I told him, I was like, spamming is so desperate. You don't even know me. And he fires back. He's like, okay, one follower. The one that's following me is God and the entire army. You want to play games? You couldn't just accept that you're being disrespectful and you have no right just jumping in people's fucking DMs like that? You fucking desperate ass fucking wannabe musician. So then God sent me on that one. And, you know, how did you know this guy? I did know him, and that's why I was like, I told Hypnotic, you better pray for your boy. He's going to remind him who I was. She was that girl behind stage that was there that night, that sat with us and gave you all those ideas. That was her, bro. That was her that gave you all those ideas. Who did you disrespect? Do you know she's a powerful witch, bro? She's a sorceress. She's beyond fucking powerful. You better apologize to her. You better. You better. Then I look up his address and he's right down the street. Bitch. 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 You on the 285? Bitch. You better stay alive. And then he shows me what his fucking studio is. I want to point that out. When you guys get that fun feeling that you're being watched, you are. When you get that fun feeling in the quiet space that something's in there with you, it is. In this particular one, there's particular people that I send particular people to. And that was that little girl earlier this morning, that little solitary Morgan that's doing spellcasting on God's people in my name. Yeah, she's going to recognize the spirit all around her. And that was the video that we shared, is like, you know, your karma is for fucking with the wrong one. You don't just get to approach anyone like that. That shows that you're disrespecting anybody that ever sent you a message. You're just forcing your fucking work on them. And someone came and told you were being disrespectful and you want to what? Fire back? God puts me here to fucking teach you a fucking lesson. He puts me right there to catch your little fucking attitude and how you act and take care of it accordingly. This little douchebag's got some fucking karma coming to him, because he just walks around acting like that. Little 4-foot fucking nothing douchebag trying to, you know, how old are you? You 40? You trying to still build up a studio and push out some music? Yeah? How old's your baby? You trying to fucking buy diapers off this? You trying to make music a fucking a daytime job like this? Bitch, sit down. Sit down. Don't be fucking blasting people's fucking DMs with your crap. So then we hit that one. Hit him with your best shot. And after that I was like, okay, well, we're just unleashing karma. Where do you have the authority? That's what God said. Oh, I should bring that book out. All authority given to me by the Holy Spirit. Book of Lilith, please. Thank you. Judy, check. Yourself. The creation of woman, Zohar. No. Attributed to goddess, God's creation, the great sea monster, blah, blah, blah. These are the Levitariath, and it's female. I mean, all those things you pray to is me. Hold on. I don't need Gilgamesh. I need God's fucking authority on my life. What was it? Let's see. Lilith, when encountered a woman, behold, the hard shell, the embodiment of evil. Lilith is always present in the bedline of a man and a wife when they are, yeah, that too. Is the night on which the evil power, blah, blah, blah. Come on, God. What's that shit you told me to fucking fuck up their kids? Nope. It's in the back here. Eve bore Cain from the fifth of the serpent Samuel. Oh yeah, and then there's Samael. I love him. Where is this? Oh, here it goes. I love this story. And Lilith left Adam, and he stood in prayer before his Creator and said, God, to the God of the world, woman that you gave me has run away from me. Immediately, God and the Holy One dispatched 3 angels, and that's pretty much Gabriel, to bring her back. They caught up with her in the desert near the Red Sea. Return to Adam without delay, the angel said, or we will drown you. Lilith asked, how can I return to Adam and be his woman after my stay beside the Red Sea? It would be death to refuse. They answered, how can I die? Lilith asked again, when God has ordered me to take charge of all newborn children, boys up to the 8th day, that of circumcision, girls up to the 20th day. Nevertheless, she said, I swear to you in the name of God, El, who is the living and existing, that if I ever see the 3 names of the likeness displayed on the amulets of the children, blah, 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 blah. To this day they agreed, however. God punished Lilith by making 100 of her demon children perish daily. And if Lilith could not destroy a human infant because of the angelic amulets. It was that. And it goes on. About the baby something. Anyways, Lilith was placed in the desolation of the desert of the Red Sea. Now, if you go back to my earlier video when it said blessed, it says, it's as if the Red Sea has opened up and parted. I forgot to point that out. It was really a really good joke. It is the wasteland, drenched with blood, haunted of pelicans, hedgehogs, owls, ravens, and satyras. A place of thorns, thistles, and nettles, and a lair for jackals and ostriches. Unfortunately, Lilith is so little integrated that many women experience Lilith's fight from time to time. Luciferian. Not the amulets. I don't want to talk about Adam's bestiality. Oh, God. Come on, where is it? I haven't read this in a long time. Come on, the soul of every living creature. Yeah, that too. I can't remember where it is in here. But that's what God tasked me with. Was karma to the children of Adam and Eve and whoop-de-whoop. Anyways, okay. So, sick to my stomach. Ugh. Yuck. I tried to explain to you guys that I am the dark feelings and that I teach you to work with them. I tried to tell everyone that people are using dark entities are just part of my family. So, is to clean up effective ways to shine light on the darkness, right? How? Truth. The truth shall set us free. Know what's being done in the dark, then we shall not fear it. Right? That's what it is. So we go to, you know what I mean? We expose all the secrets, the lies, everything that's being done in the dark, naturally. But in order to fight dark, in some cases you have to fight it with dark. And that's where these magical wars come into play, and I become this cult buster. They want to stay in the dark and keep their powers over people. Patriarchies of all different kinds of institutions. Right? Beings into their life, like Wolfman, working with Lucifer and stuff, to empower their flesh, because they're weak to the flesh, guys. It's the same reason you pray to God, because you're weak to your flesh. I have to do the same thing. I pray to Jesus, because I'd be raging. I'm like, I'd be raging. I need to pray to Jesus for kindness, compassion, understanding, forgiveness. Right? They don't want that. They want vengeance. They want blood. They want fucking justice. They want what's theirs. They want to be the most powerful. They want some, this guy's disgusting. Just think of fucking Wolfman, and that's as far as you need to go. But that's usually what it is like they're invocating darkness to make themselves powerful. There's nothing powerful about being dark. Because in essence, you hide. You know what I mean? You're hiding in the dark, being dark. Right? So how can I do what I do out in the light? Because what I'm doing is not dark. They just fear what I'm doing. I do banishment, protection, and healing. Right? That's what I do. So I don't have to be, nobody has to fear what I'm doing when I'm doing it outside. Because in essence, especially when I'm doing outside, I'm banishing everything negative from the whole building that I live at. And not just that, a 3-mile radius. I told you this. I have a 3-mile radius without projection. Okay? Now, if I know for a fact that someone is over there being dark, then I simply have to say, go clean this up. And my request to the universe is answered. Now, if I need, I'll send specific dark beings to go clean this up. I can send whoever I want. But the whole point is to clean up all this darkness, to stop people in their evil ways, You're like, are you in charge of that? Not necessarily, but I used to wonder, why the fuck am I exposing everyone? Why am I getting caught up in everybody's games? Why am I part of this play? I play an important part, the mole. I don't even know. I don't even know that I'm being set up or that they're being set up through me. It's a whole setup. It's a whole setup. That guy has no idea that he just walked into the pits of hell. But yet, his spirit didn't tell him not to, or maybe he didn't listen to his spirit and said, don't send it to this one. Well, that's it. And what he did is, what did he do? He made a contact with the goddess of hell. And it wasn't respectful. So he's not going to be, you know what I mean? As above, so below. That's just it. So I think back to the mechanic, right? You think about to the mechanic that fucking supposedly was doing me a favor, but then tried to rip me off. God said, unleash this. Unleash karma upon them now, so that they may not do this to another. Whatever the case may be, you're not going to do this to a fucking another person. Absolutely not. But I have to take it for all the other people that took it before me, and all the ones that won't take it after me. One more shot. And that's what I gotta take, is I gotta take people's shots. But again, like the Wolverine, it doesn't really affect me. Now, with that being said, what is hell? What is demons? What is darkness? It's the parts of your mind and your feelings that you can't control. People can't see demons. Only in their mind. People can't feel ghosts. Only in their mind. Hell is within the context of your consciousness. And it's actually created based on what the images you've put in it. You've created this reality that you sink into. And what's in there are all dark feelings. Once you sink into one of your dark feelings, you are now captive by all your dark feelings. All of them that you suppress. So if you even try to get angry, then all the other ones are there to eat on you. What are those feelings? Entities. In essence. I can show you in a more lighter form that you're going through a dark goddess phase, give you some light to it, or I can show you, vice versa, that you're going through a fallen angel phase of a demon. You have a devil upon you. You're in a devil energy. Would you like to be in a goddess or a devil energy? You don't know the goddess. You believe it all to be devil. Who's the devil? You. I'm staying quiet because I'm seeing the epic fight, you know what I mean, of light and dark. What happened there? God would not allow darkness in the kingdom of heaven. There's no darkness outside. Either he wouldn't allow it. Darkness and light cannot occupy the same place at the same time. What happened to Lucifer and the 2/3 of the angel? Feelings. Overcome by feelings. Feelings of power. Feelings of greed. Feelings of desire. Human feelings overcame them. They were overcome by human feelings. And they were uncontrolled. And they tried to use the power that God had given them to overthrow God. And instead, same as story as, hell, created a place for them and their feelings. Who was the first to have those feelings in the human form? Lilith. And throughout time, I, and all of my wonderful fucking flavors, experienced more feelings. Had to learn how to overcome more feelings and more. But as Ascending Master Isis and Kanyin and all the other times I did it, it's just overcoming them, the dark ones. Bringing them all back, all the little shattered pieces. What keeps you locked down? Your feelings, your resentments. Your built up resentments and shit. You can say you're bad karma, bro. You know what I mean? You did shit in your past lives out of anger, out of pain, out of whatever. And you have to atone for those sins. You have to clean that up. You're allowed to have feelings, and the actions that come after you'll have to deal with. There's consequence. There's consequence. So anyways, going back to it. When you're overtaken by your mind and your feelings, in essence, there is a spirit upon you. Some people can have that spirit completely overtake them. Example, Britney Spears. Britney Spears has an entity that's overtaken her, and it feeds off of her fucking dark feelings. Britney Spears is filled with unbelievable amounts of anger and pain and embarrassment and regret and condemnation and rejection. She denies all those feelings a voice, so it turns into a darkness inside of her mind and in her heart. That darkness calls. It's a radar, right? Because it's holding down her spirit. It's holding down the real Britney Spears. You know what I mean? The real soul of that. The real soul behind whatever Britney, what it was before it became Britney Spears in this life. You know what I mean? So it's sending off a radar for help. And in essence, the radar that's going out for help is going through the darkness, so it's calling more darkness in. Right? Her heart was hurting, and it called for help. And what it got was an entity that produced hurt hearts. But it's very dangerous. It's not of God. In that sense. It's a darkness. You can see it in her eyes. You can hear it when she speaks. You can see it in her erratic movements and actions. She's there, but it's running the switchboard. She needs an exorcism. The only way to get it out, though, is to get to her actual feelings. It's wrapped up in her feelings. It's living off of her feelings. She needs to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That will set her free. She needs to tell me what happened. She needs to tell somebody the truth. As she lets this out, this weight comes off of her. She becomes freer. She stops being plagued by her mind, the memories of what has happened to her. That's why she does all that weird dancing and shit. That's her coping mechanism. I don't believe there's alcohol behind it, but that's what she does. When she starts hurting, it turns on to do something to stop her hurt. But she's hurting. It's just taking advantage of her hurt. It locks her, you know what I mean? It locks the hurt away and keeps it in. You would say it keeps her young, but it's not keeping her young at all. Let me see. Hold on. Sure, you can take the charger. So, something like, alright, I'm going to make you feel what you've done. Is like, alright, so we're going to shut you down and you're going to relive your memories. You're going to deal with all this that you've done. And that's what you'll see in these twin flame videos, is they're stuck in the karma of how they treated you. And that's the difference. They play with people's emotions, bro. Guys do it, there's girls that do it too. They got hurt by a guy or girl, so now they're going to play the game so they don't get played. But what they're doing is they're hurting other people. They're damaging one person after another, just because they've been damaged. They won't deal with their own hurt, so they just go out and keep hurting other people. Spreading a sickness of lies and stuff. You know what I mean? Ghosting a girl or a guy after sex or after a date or anything. Avoiding confrontation. That's reject and neglection. Who taught you to reject people and neglect them like this? Who said you couldn't be kind and say goodbye? Did your father treat you like this, or your mother neglected and rejected you like this? And so you do it to others. Simple shit like that. They can't, they'll leave you unseen. You don't have words. You don't know how to communicate. Nobody told you how to have respect in a conversation. So you have to be disrespectful to the other person because you don't have actual fucking communication skills. And that's where it is you're lacking, hurts other people, and you get away with these behaviors. You think it's okay to treat people like this, to talk to people like this because your mom does, or your girlfriend, or because everybody else does. And that's what I told that guy. Spamming is desperate. You don't even know me. And he gaslight, he reflected and is like, okay, well, follower, put it together, bro. Did you look at my page? I've got over 1,400 fucking posts with one follower. Does that make sense to you? Do you know who you're talking to? No, but you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. And that's just it. Like, you don't even know who you're dealing with, but the fact that you deal with everyone, this is your dealings, okay, you're going to get dealt. You're going to get dealt something like that. So, when karma comes back to you, when I send something like this, what do I send? Your own feelings. Whatever that woman has casted upon other people, bro, is coming back to her, bro. Whatever she did in darkness is now going to be made light in her life. They're going to see God working in her life, or a so-called devil. But there's no such thing, and I promise all glory to God when we see what is done. There's no such thing. But what it is your karma's come back to you. Everything you did to other people is coming back. That goes back to Dino. Bro, I don't know who you are and how you treat people, but you just came over and fucking disrespected the goddess. Off with his motherfucking head, bitch. I don't need to know you to know that you don't have no respect. Period. Period, bro. Period. Down to Wolfman, bro. What? And what? How has God allowed you to get away with this for so long? That's right, you use it as sex. Little by little, he's removing you from the scene. You sick person, you. You use divination, you use tarot, a way to communicate with God, as a way to get laid, to go on dates, to get fans. And that's to the rest of you fucking punk-ass tarot readers. You wonder why he's pissed. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a spiritual person on any level to understand. You got yours coming, bro. You've been lying and cheating and stealing, dude. Killing people's dreams and fucking manifestations with the lies that come out of your mouth. They choose to believe you, the liar. So now you're going to sit there and believe your own lies. No more lies are you going to tell another. We won't believe it. Their ears will be shut to the bullshit. And that's really what it is. So when darkness comes over you, it's your own darknesses. But they have names in time. From the beginning of time, and that's how it was. Believe me, I'm sitting all by my lonesome in the dark, and before I know it, there is 2/3 of God's fucking angels right down there with me. Hi. Hi. What are you guys doing here? Well, what are you doing here? Well, I told God no. What'd you guys do? I told God no. Oh, well then no it is. Then no it is. Welcome to the army of rebellion. I'm Lilith. What's your name? Lucifer? Gonna be the best of friends. Who's all these guys? Welcome to my family. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. And that's what's sad is, like, when I got up to heaven, I missed them so much. I'm like, but they, you'll hear them in my videos. I'm like, guys, stop. They're so dirty and dingy and dusty. Oh, heartless and straight evil and vindictive, sadistic. They're so. Did you guys see that? Oh my God, you guys. That's why I said if they weren't funny, they would be absolutely useless. I love them. I love them. They're all I've ever known as the dark creatures, God's dark creatures. We are the family of darkness. We never warred against the light. We obviously lost that. I'm the in-between. All right, I'm going to go talk to God. And I could. And that's it too. And that's where it is. It's like, come on, guys. We're going back. I know a guy. I know a guy that's going to get us back. Really? Yes. He's going to take us back in. And that's where it is. They're not staying here with you. But, what it is we didn't have form. I mean, Lilith had form, but then afterwards, it's like, it's the footprint. It's the energy. You can't see them. But they're an energy. You paint them as whatever you want in your head. God didn't make shit like that. That's what I said on that Morgan bitch's shit. She shared this, I don't know, it was all of the dark angels, and she shares them as if they're in human form. God didn't make us human-like, idiots. He made you like that, not us. We are so far more beautiful than the human type. Anyways, it's just stupid. You're like, it's a reflection of the projection of what you were able to see, because you couldn't really see. It was just images. It's fractions. Like when you would see them in so many forms. I don't have the book in front of me, but like even the seraphim, you saw it with, 3 heads. It depended on where you saw it from. That's just like me and Hecate. It's a hologram, a crystal. It was a different version of God, no matter how you looked at it. So they were like, it had a tail. No, it had wings. We had all forms of God within us. God put himself in the form of animals before he made the humans. Duh. Every animal is a reflection of a form of God. Everything in the universe is a reflection. We don't look like you. You look like us, dummy. Very ugly us, too. Who's this ugly stepchild that God had? There's my little starseed. My little earth angel. Ugh, it's ugly. Marshall, I'm seeing that thing that you did. What was it? They gave birth and it was an ugly baby. Yeah. You are the father. It's got your smile. Hey, no offense, Marshall. Your grandson's not the cutest thing in the world, bro. He looks like your father, Marshall. I know you're mad at me. Don't be mad at me. It's God. He makes the genes do it, dude. My daughter looks just like my mom and my fucking mother-in-law. It's so creepy. She even wears those lesbian-ass cargo shorts they both wear. She can't hear me. She would have torn me up.
What do you look at me for?
Nothing. Talking about your Daisy Dukes.
What? My tits?
Your Daisy Dukes. You know what Daisy Dukes are?
No.
They're these little coochie cutter shorts that women used to wear.
Do you know what a micro skirt is?
Bro, yeah.
Like a skirt, stop right here. Stop right here.
Yeah, that's the only kind of skirt that Russ's girl wears. The kind that leaves the butt cheek to be seen.
Micro skirts?
Where the vagina can easily be smelt.
If you eat enough pineapple, you'll smell good down there.
You better feed that bitch some pineapple.
Yeah.
Pineapple under the sea. That fucking SpongeBob SquarePants.
Make sure to eat pineapple on the
Told you the dark is hilarious. They got jokes for days. Alright, anyways, let's go on to it. So, yeah. My family and I've been I'm going through separation anxiety and we're back but not for long. I'm gonna talk about some stuff too. I can't get it off you. You have to work through your own darkness, but when you're in darkness, you call in darkness. Misery loves company. So you're calling it in on many levels, energetically especially. You're like, and that's where that's where you got these bunk-ass twin flames of mine that have these terrible relationships. We fell in love in a hopeless place. The most common one I know right now is Mike Stud. He got married in the middle of his tower. When his whole life is falling apart, he decides he was going to get married, and this was the answer to his problems. Should have just thrown a baby in there. That's totally going to make your life better. Talk about a midlife crisis nearing 40. Could be worse, like Russ over there buying sports cars and fucking dating 20-year-olds. I can't stand you guys. Please don't make me be on Earth. God, this is so hard. Anyway, sorry. Anyways, when you Bobby said, I feel like you're the devil. Trying to convince me that the grass is greener now. I need to spit that one out. Oh my gosh. That was good because I'm sick and I'm getting it all out. As you can see, the laughter is helping. But he said, I feel like you're the devil. According to scripture. Convincing you that the grass is greener on this side? Yeah, it is, bro. You're in a whole ass hell of your own. You got one hell of a fucking beaver cleaver bullshit ass life going on over there. I'm trying to trying to get you to it. I mean, if you think about the bigger picture, what a pussy. Absolute pussy. What was I asking him for? Adventure. Among the, healing, adventure, mysticism, exploration, all kinds of shit. He's like, I can never leave my boys. Bro, you're never at home anyways. You're a liar. Get out of my face. I know your kid has special needs, and you're not even meeting the regular needs of that kid. Anyways, going back to it. Where's that come from? I don't know. His weird old wife, bro. Look at her. There's something wrong with her. She autistic? I don't know. He met her in a broken place. Same ass story. No, she was there when I was, I lost my friend, and I was really going through a hard time, and I almost killed myself, and she probably saved me and some bullshit. Bro, shut up. Shut up.
That's not something to joke about.
It's not. But it's also not a person that's gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, when you're in a broken place, bro, you need to fix yourself. Not find broken people to fucking hang on with. That's the truth. You didn't fall in love. You fucking fell desperate, bro. You was desperate. Desperation. Anyways, going back to this. Yeah. Whatever state of mind you're in, you're calling in negativity. Being in negativity calls in negativity. The longer you stay in it, the more it... They're showing me, I don't know, how it turns into matter. They're showing me how it electrifies and becomes an actual, it happens inside of you. That's where most cancers and weird, illnesses come from, because you're storing negativity. So it's actually taking, it's wherever you're storing it develops inside of your body, right? And that stored negativity is sending out a freaking frequency for more negativity. Why? Because misery loves company, bro. So before you know it, you're around a bunch of fucking people that are haters like you. Like attracts like, right? So you can go out and pretend to be a Christian, but then we see what you're doing on a Friday night, and we know that, you know what I mean? The real truth. And that's where it is. It's like, you are no better than the friends you keep. And those low vibrational friends show that you have low vibrational feelings. You're accepting of their ways because that is your way. Really? Yeah. Just want to point out, here comes Russ with pictures of his mom in a bikini with drinks. So gross. How old is she? Like, if that's all you do is just get your mom drunk, where's your father, bro? Aren't they married? How come he's never at this? This is one of these fake-ass couples that don't get divorced because, first off, they don't want to pay alimony. Second, they don't want to look bad. They don't want to look bad on paper. They're absolutely not in love. Where is your father, bro? He's never there. And when they are, it's all awkward. You try to paint this dirty-ass picture. You're such a dirty old man. And again, you need to shave your face and cut your hair. Ugh, he's so gross, isn't he? Ugh. Anyways, moving on. So, Russ is desperate for attention, so he gets a girl that's desperate for attention. And now their desperation has them out begging for attention likewise. Like attracts like. And that's cool, but at the same time, that desperate act brings in more. And that's, the unseen. And that's where I'm like, ugh. You are covered. You need, I'm not getting my hands dirty. You might need an exorcism pretty soon. Which is what? You've literally magnetized it to yourself. You've incorporated a whole spirit inside of yourself. You've become a dark spirit yourself. In essence, you've become something in time. That's what that kind of looks like. So I have my 2 books here, Protection, Reversal Magic, and the book about exorcisms. What are we talking about in here? I don't know, I'm going to find a page, and we're going to go from there. Artificial elements of counter magic, spirits, and counter magic. Well, this is what I use all the time. Let's go ahead and talk about this, because we talked about it in our 10-day, is, who stops my magical attacks? Now, there is a video where God didn't stop it. He let it in, and that one knocked me down. I almost died. My spirit guides were told to teach me, to teach the world. I got fucked work that time. It was like the last time I got fucked up on spell work. What was it? Poverty. It was a poverty spell. It got me bad, bro. In the sense of all of a sudden, it hit me. I saw it too. I saw it coming and it just hit me, dude, and I just went into absolute fear. Fear. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. I don't know how I'm gonna live. I don't know what everything's gonna do. I don't know. Seriously? Yeah, out of nowhere. I'm standing up, talking to Mr. Plum. All he does is, I told him I don't have no money. And he's like, it's alright, I can pay the bill. And he pays the bill. And as soon as he does it, he looks up at me and I have a complete, absolute breakdown. It lasts for about 4 hours. And I told him it was spell work and I needed to work through it. Typically no. Only unless God says. Now, the spell work doesn't hurt me as much as it would hurt someone else, because in essence, all it's doing is pushing my darkness to the top. Other people, it'll trap you in your darkness. You don't know how to work with your darkness once it comes to the surface. I can sort through it as much as it is. That's what I've been doing since the beginning. Spell work, all the spell work did was push it to the top faster for me. That's it. It pushes it faster to me. You know what I mean? So, spell work is, I'm going to attack their finances. I'm going to attack their mindset on finances. I'm going to make them fearful about finances. I'm going to make them worried about finances. I'm going to make them lack of confidence in their finances. I'm going to attack their love life. I'm going to make them weary about their love life. I'm going to make them question their love life. Their attack on it. The mind, bro. The mind. How you think about it. You don't have to physically do it magically. Manipulation. Just putting a couple words in somebody's head can change their mind, and that's why I said about these tarot readers. They're fucking with people, and they're making people believe that there's a possibility and hope and reconciliation. You want to go back to something and learn another lesson? Go right ahead. I've learned my lesson. I don't need to go back and learn how I'm not respected in this relationship, how I wasn't honored, how I was fucking ghosted, how I wasn't fucking. I don't need to learn this. I don't need to give you more chances to disappoint me and teach me more terrible lessons about your behavior. I fully understand these are just your behaviors, and not every man is going to act like this. I've learned to have compassion and understanding for those men that came before you and treated me like this, but I have a full understanding of my new boundaries that I will not stand for this. I will not stand for it with understanding, love, and compassion, because I get where you're coming from, but I'm not going to do this. Thank you, and goodbye. Thank you for this life lesson that I came here for. You know what I mean? I waited since, what is that? 20 or 2,000 years to come back and learn. No, longer than that. Let me see. I was born, last one was 1700s, 1800, 19, oh yeah, 20,000 years I waited, to fucking come back and teach me these lessons, long life lessons. Thank you so much. The door is that way. In the sense of, they want you to think. So, magically, they can do it from afar, and that's where I use this book, where you can cast out demons from a distance. People that are dealing with alcohol, drug, criminal, violent, depression. I don't know about their allergies or chronic illness, but that's it too. Is I'm gonna affect them magically. I'm gonna fuck with them. Russ likes to do that on the surface all the time. He likes to fuck with my emotions. He likes to piss me off. He likes to bother me. He likes to steal my joy. He likes to be annoying. He's a fucking child. He just do anything for attention, and it's fine. I'll give you my attention so I can deal with my, my annoyance. I can learn how to, let this experience teach me something about myself, nothing about you, because there's nothing to learn. You're a fucking spoiled, rotten little brat, one of those fucking God's children that's always, yeah. Anyways, going on. But for the rest of the part, I always tell everybody, you come at me physically. If you pull into this parking lot, bro. If you pull into my building's parking lot, Pac is on the block, bro. His job is my full-on Alistair. His job, fully, is to protect me. He's not the best at guiding me. You know what I mean? He's my partner in crime and in time. And his job is to keep full protection upon me. Right? He will break all rules to do it. He's allowed a certain amnesty for this shit. When I go to spiritual court, he's my representation. It's me and him. Kobe's not there. He can't get me out of this. Because it wasn't Kobe that was there when I did it. It was Pac. I've always told everyone, you fuck with me, you're fucking with him. He's outside of my room. He's the one hovering over my body at night. He's the one outside of my building. He's the one watching my car, bro. He's the one watching my finances. He's the one watching my fucking page and my future. He's everywhere, always, all over, protecting me. He is my protector. That is his job, given by God, bro. By God. He doesn't have to come in a Tupac form. He's not in that form no more. He's not trapped to a human body with human limitations. He's a free spirit, and his job in the afterlife is to protect me at all costs. His job was to get me from hell to heaven, to make sure I was protected while I took this ride, to keep me going on the ride so I would never give in to my mind, never give in to my emotions. Kobe showed me how to have the right mind power over this. You know what I mean? That's what he taught me. When we're talking about my spirit guides, bro, I tell you exactly who the fuck you're gonna meet. Now, as far as the darkness, all of them too. That's my family. I'm protected by the dark. As far as the fucking dark goes and the light starts. The dark protects me in the dark, the light protects me in the light. I'm not afraid of the dark because I am the queen of the dark. And as I walk through the light, make way, the image of God. I promise you, did you guys see that video? They're sharing it still all over the place. That's not the first time. It reminds me of Mexico. I'm in Mexico. We're buying some weed. We gave this guy 20 pesos and we're supposed to wait on this fucking hill. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, 20, it's hot. I can't sit here anymore. It's too hot. I gotta get off of here. I've gotta go right now. And it's like, what are you talking about? And I'm that bitch. Ask anybody. I'll just leave. I will walk out of a club, fucking wild hair up my ass and walk out. And so I was like, I'm out. I don't care about 20 pesos, bro. I'm out. It's too hot right now. And I start walking down the hill. And we get up to the top of the hill where the street is. And we turn back. And he's there. And the federales grab him with that 20 bag of fucking pot. They grabbed him for that 20 peso bag of pot. We were about to get lit, bro, right there. I've always had that feeling, right? So going back to like what happened at the gas station. I was in the fucking parking lot when that fucking truck, I walked right past it, bro. And that truck raced in. It would have fucking killed me, bro. It would have hit me. And if they trying to get out of the parking lot, I was on foot. I am so beyond protected, bro. Beyond protected. Why? Because of the purpose I'm here. That's what it means. When you're walking in that purpose, bro, you are all protected and provided for. This purpose, dude, why God brought you here and you're doing what God told you to do, bro, you better know that the red carpet is there and available. I'm doing God's work. Make way, I'm doing God's work. And that's what it is. I'm a worker of God. It's the highest level of work. Nothing can touch me. Why? Because of my purpose, bro. Because of what I'm here to do. It's not to say I won't suffer. Suffering and pain is part of this. But not that. I've already been through the suffering and the pain. And that's where it is, when it stops. When does it stop? When you stop it. When you stop trying to learn life and learn it. You're going to keep having these experiences of suffering and pain until you stop and learn from what you learn from your mistakes. The only reason I'm not getting new fucking fucked up experiences is because I stopped having experiences and started learning from the ones I did have, so I didn't have to repeat them. Now, ones that I ran from, I had to repeat. Like Bobby. I didn't learn that experience, I ran from it. So I still had to turn around and repeat the motherfucker. But then I learned. And with that being said, I'm not going back to where I came from. That's what it is. How long will it take you to learn? I don't know. Lifetimes, I suppose. Spirits can be used in counter magic as well. Many of the guardian spirits from various traditions also function in this capacity. In Tibet, for instance, the form of goddess Tara, known as Osel Chenma, rides upon a pig carrying a needle and thread, and that uses to sew up the eyes and the ears of the enemy. Who did I ride in with? Well, I mean, I always bring Alistair, but this week specifically we have Saw from ancient Egypt, is protecting Isis. All 13 realms lie with this reality. The gate opens, they come in. I try to explain that to you. These are the energies. Speaking of which, the Pleiades, I gotta hurry up and get through this because there's something going on with the Pleiades. Share that too. I mean, they're showering with all kinds of information. Alright, let's keep going on. Many angels and spirits from the grimoires are also been summoned for binding and expelling people from your life. You can follow the instructions in those texts to summon them. I particularly have used Zazel, the spirit of Saturn, and Agrippia's 3-book of occult philosophy in binding with excellent results. And then it goes into some, let's see, we're not talking to them. And that's it, is people call on these spirits to protect them. You can call on your angels, but do you know who they are and what they do? In the essence, you're calling Archangel Michael, right? What does Archangel Michael fight? He fights darkness with truth. So if you're trying to live a lie and you're asking Michael for the truth, it's probably not going to work out to your, to the best of your abilities. Let's see. Just as I do not recommend trying to deal with medical or psychological problems without consulting professionals in those fields first, counter magic should not take place of law enforcement professionals when dealing with a dangerous person. If someone has threatened your life or the lives of people you love, I think you have the right to use the following methods: binding, expelling, confusing, and silencing against him. But you will be doing yourself a disservice if you do not contact the authorities. And that's really what it is if I bind someone, what does that mean? I bind their chakras, which means in my case, what am I doing? I'm binding their darkness to them so they're not projecting it out on other people. Right? So, practitioners tried to bind my sacral chakra so they could stop my creativity. All that did was send all of my sacral chakra trauma to the surface. In essence, what they were trying to do was get me trapped in my insecurities, right? So that I couldn't create, so I wouldn't believe in myself. I was fearful of my own abilities. Where's your sacral chakra? Your loins. Right? So by taking away my sex drive, they think they were taking away my power. No. I just channeled that power in far more creative ways than, riding your dick. I can do better than just riding a dick. I'm good at that too. Very creative all the way around. But I can use this energy for something more. When they try to bind your heart chakra, they want you to be heartless. They want you to feel your heartache. They want you to not be, open to your, to love. What did that do for me? It bring up all my heartache. But again, I already knew how to process it. And that's what I teach you, is that no matter what a person says or does, whether it be magically, emotionally, mentally, or, physically, we can alchemize this to where it doesn't destroy us. Something like this bitch slapping me across my face. Never in a billion years I think I could take it on the chin like that. That's growth right there, where I could take a bad experience and make it good. And again, what did I do? I called in Kali. Kali, get this fucking... I called in my higher self to take care of this. Meaning I'm going to call in a higher authority to handle my doings. And I will sit with my feelings about what just happened. You take care of justice, I'll deal with my feelings. And what did I do out of that? Why'd you send me out there to light the sage and walk me into this situation? To learn more about stuff, So in the essence, it's like, he'll walk me into the fire, but, the only smoke I'm smelling of is the sage. I ain't getting burnt. And there's how I want to point that out is darkness eats off of darkness. All the darkness in time, and that's why I tried to explain. I was like, I got really pissed off with the Kabbalah when I got into that. I was like, the Jewish made you fear the darker aspects of yourself. Turn mankind. They tried to say that the dark aspects of yourself were something outside of yourself, and that something had attacked you. Right? And that's why, in most cases, again, the Catholic Church will not go do an exorcism, because this is of your own making. This is not divine. This is your own making. This is clinically of your own making, is what they'll say. Now, whether they determine that it's become a spiritual warfare is, they get to choose upon, somebody makes that fucking choice. I see mental health as a spiritual warfare to begin with. In most cases, I can walk you through your thoughts to take you out of the darkness. And that's why people love, you know, it's like, you come to me and you tell me your fucked up life and you pour it all on me. You show me your devil, I show you God. I show you what God's doing with you in this particular situation that's really fucked up in your life. I can bring light to the darkness that you're currently in. And that gives you can hold that new thought that you're not casted out, but chosen. That you're not on the road to failure, but on the road to victory. And that this is, in fact, God's righteous path, rather than you feeling that you were, casted into the Red Sea. So that's what I do, and as the mother of darkness, naturally, you were not alone. Thanks, Michael Jackson. Well, frequency of love. So, in essence, like all of this being said, what have I done? I trapped them, or I introduced them to what they've done. A reintroduction of what they've been running from. And what is it? The truth. Just the truth, dude. I didn't do anything to these people. I made them reflect. I'm a walking mirror. Starting with the thing. I can't say Michael. Archangel Michael with this dude not coming in and singing all the love. Alright, so let's go back to Michael and his great powers. And he wasn't, who were the three angels? I don't know why they gave him these goofy names. I don't know why they did. But they said they were something, something, and some other shit. Who were they? It was Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael. God's most favorite. He sent them. And as Gabriel, you should expect no less, the messenger of God came and made some death threats. And that's why I don't like Gabriel. Don't be fucking talking to me like that. He's not going to do shit to me. You can't either. Leave me alone. Really? Yeah, that's why we fight. We're very brother-sister about this. And when they fell, the angels came and they're like, what? The light doesn't fuck with you? Because that's after, their little fight and shit. They don't fuck with me. And they see me going off and fighting with God all the time and shit. They're like, she's still, they just didn't talk to God. They had nothing to do with God. I didn't. I mean, I did. Till he'd find me and be like, hey, wait, come on, God. I mean, pretty much. So, going back to it is like, your thoughts, your feelings are that of an entity that lived before you lived. And now, if you don't alchemize it, you'll become that entity. You're going to become your parents. The sins of the father is casted onto the child. You're going to end up looking like your mother. You're going to have that Just kidding, I hope. That's why I work hard with my kids. Man, I hope you're not cursed like your father. Or like me. We gotta work on this, dude. You're gonna have a fucked up life if I don't work on you guys. What can I do? Work on mine and teach them my lessons. So then they have the same mindset about the lessons that they'll face. They'll understand. And they're even better than that. I'm telling you, there's still, it hasn't happened for a while, but there's been a couple of times where I'll panic. I'll still go into panic mode. And my daughter or my son will be fully calm about it. What was the last one? I don't know. It was Milia, dude. I think it was something about the car. Something, bro. And she was just like, it's okay. God got us. Like, it was one of those things, like, they've learned. They've learned not to worry. That the universe will provide. She doesn't like to use God, and that's okay. She has her own relationship with God, that's fine. You see how mine is with him. She'll have to deal with her own. But she's fully understanding of the divine, and that it's working. And that there's something out there. Same with my son and shit. It's like, I love that day when I came home. I'm like, how'd you get the Xbox to work? He's all, it was God. I asked God, and he turned it on. I was like, yes. Because I sure the fuck can, and neither could you. You serious? Yeah, ask and it shall be given. If you believe. But yeah, the dark stuff is real. And that's what happened to the...
Open the door.
Oh, it's on the other side. That's what happened to the fallen, bro. We fell to the feelings. We fell. We gave in to our feelings. And that's what happened with Lilith. She gave in to all of her feelings. And I teach you to acknowledge them, but not to give in to them anymore. To acknowledge them, but don't act in them. And that's because all of us acted in those feelings. We learned what happened if you act in this. We learned the lessons that you haven't fully learned yet, and we're here to teach you. You know what I mean? We'll teach you the lesson behind the actions. And most of it you've already lived, to be honest. You've already experienced. You just have to learn the lesson, and then you won't re-experience this shit no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. Alright, so is that good enough? Can I go now? Ah, the Pleiades. Ah, I can't. We're gonna do it tomorrow. Why? God who gives me more strength tomorrow. I'm really burnt out. What do you want me to talk about? Geez, this is so intense. Your electrical network is also the most direct interface between your call channels, your physical body, and your higher self. Since call energy is fundamentally electrical in nature, your electrical conducting system must be in good condition in order for call energy to circulate and flow fully and freely. What is your connectors? Your chakras. Okay? Therefore, your nervous system and skeletal health are vital to full, unimpeded call flow. Think about the way the dolphins... Yeah, forget about the dolphins. We're learning about opening your call channel. What else? Call template, clearing and activating. Why do you want to know this? I mean, that's what's happening. Ultimately, they're awakening more people. Psychic agreements and contracts. In your daily life, you are constantly making psychic agreements or contracts with people. Some correspond to conscious agreements such as lunch dates or telling your housemate that you will do laundry if he or she cooks dinner. When the activity is completed, the contract dissolves and no hooks or leftovers. However, there are many types of contracts you make with others that are totally unconscious or subconscious. For instance, you may have a friend who has a strong tendency to blame others. You, on the other hand, may be afraid to disagree with people for fear of making them mad at you or losing their friendship. So you and this friend have created a subconscious agreement that you always side with him or her against others, no matter what, and your friend will never get angry at you. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, this type of contract is very codependent. You assist this friend in remaining blaming and negative, and he or she helps you stay afraid of anger and rejection. Neither person has much freedom to grow or evolve in these areas of life. Therefore, when you discover or even suspect that you have an unhealthy contract with others, it is important to clear them. They're karmic soul contracts, but they really are, twin flames. But they were all karma. I tried to tell you. They were here to teach me the most unbelievable lessons, but vice versa. I'm here to teach them. Alright, I learned mine, but are you going to learn yours? And that's where I'm all healed and they're all suffering, all fucked up and shit. Some contracts need to be released because they obscure your free will in inappropriate ways. For example, I've had numerous clients who, after ending relationships, cannot seem to let go completely and make way for new relationships in their lives. Often find clients holding on to such contracts as if they ever change, I'll get back with you, or I'll wait forever for you, or I won't ever allow myself another relationship because I left you and you were hurt and angry about it. That's what got me here with Lucifer. I promised. I promise. Fucking shit. I'm gonna leave you here. You're getting left here, bro. You're getting left with the humans, bro. I'm not doing this. And that's what it is. I fulfilled my contract, bro. I can't break it, but I can and be free from it. And that's what I did. I did what I was supposed to do. You don't understand. All I was asked to do was love you unconditionally. And all measures that God gave me, and I do it regularly as He tells me. That's all He asked me to do. I had to break my own conditions and love you. That's all I was asked to do. I had hope that you would love me back. It was really shocking to realize that this was all about me learning how to love. Not receiving love, but learning how to love. Well, that fucking sucks. But okay. I mean, Kobe had to break my heart so many times with that. It's just practice, girl. It's just practice. No, you don't understand. No, you're not for you. You're not there yet to understand this, that this person is really only here to teach you a lesson, and they really are holding you back. I had to play a fucked up Eve. That was my karma, bro. 2 marriages of fucking domestic violence, bro. I had to be a fucked up Eve. Lilith became Eve, bro. Powerless to an abusive man. Twice. Lilith was powerless to fucking men. And to everything, dude. It's such fucked up ass karma. Alright, anyways. I have also found contracts between ex-lovers to have children together, even though they do not intend to get involved again. These types of agreements literally paralyze you in the particular area of your life. They do not allow you to change your mind, forgive, or do whatever is needed in order to move on. Yeah, that might be you guys. If you tend to take on other people's emotions and problems, you probably did that for one or both of your parents when you were very young. Most families have at least one member who functions as the emotional dumpster for parents and all the other children. Hey, is that you, Russ? Dumpster? I told you you're a garbage can. People's contracts for this arrangement vary with respect to specifics, but they have similarities. The following are examples. Alright, dump trucks. You take on your mother's fear so she will be more capable of meeting your physical needs. You absorb your anger between your parents so that they do not hurt each other or you, but you never have permission to express your anger. As the oldest child, you take care of the youngest children, physical and emotional needs, and put your own needs last. Hey dude, I saw this little girl in the elevator. She was like 11, but she was holding a baby that was like 4 months. Obviously it was just her little brother or sister, but at the same time it's like, where's the mother? Why are you holding the baby? Where did you take the baby to and from? Why didn't you bring the baby up? Then they opened up the elevator and there's the mom and all the rest of the kids. And that's always it. Since mom has stopped nurturing and being sexual with dad, you become surrogate wife, absorbing his excess emotions and sexual energy, and let him take your second chakra energy whenever he feels needed. Oh, God. Yeah, that's exactly what that said. Mother can drain your life force anytime she wants because she gave you life, therefore you owe it to her. That was my mom. I gave you life, I'll take your life. That was my mom for sure. You feel guilty for being a burden to your mom and dad, so you volunteer to take on their emotions and pain to give them your energy. This list is not intended to make anyone look like a bad guy. It's meant to awaken you to the nature of your psychic agreement in a society that tends to encourage emotional repression, codependency, and denial. Following are the other common types of agreements. Oh God, this gets worse. This is your karmic family agreements, your karmic contracts. This is your karma. Family members never acknowledged a parent's drinking problem, violence, bad temper, financial lack, or whatever else might be the family's shame about. Yep, so you guys don't even talk about it. You take on another person's fear to prove you will not hurt him or her like others have in the past. You exchange sex for financial support. You never disagree with the boss, so he will not fire you. You will never marry until after your mother dies, or will you live far away from her? That's those men. I'll never put another woman above my mother. That's weird. Therefore, you will always be available if she needs you or is lonely. You get to play daddy, huh, Russ? That's sick, bro. It's so sick, bro. It's so sick, bro. It's so sick. You play daddy to your brother and sister, bro. Again, getting your mom drunk and making her feel good all the time. Do you meet her sexual needs too? Do you get her dick? Do you encourage her to get a boyfriend? Do you bring men into the house for her? Do you take her to sex stores? What about your dad? Are you taking him out to get girls? Are you getting him laid? He doesn't have feelings? You only identify with your mom's hurt feelings? You don't take him to the strip clubs, and you don't take him to islands and get him drunk and shit like that? The list could go on and on. Hopefully now you have a sense of nature of personal contracts. There's also societal and planetary contracts. Example of societal contracts are: we who live on the east side of town do not associate with the other race or general lowlifes on the north side, and we agree that the west side residents are snobs. Alright, let me think about this. East side, Aurora, does not associate with other races or general low life on the north side. Yeah, they don't fuck with the fucking tweakers up in Thornton. They don't fucking the weird white people's up there. And we agree that the west side residents, yup, Highlands Ranch, those fucking lemon lulos are fucking snobs. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right, let's go back to Cali. Going back to Cali. East side, we agree that we don't fuck with the norteños. And that the west side, fucking losers. Do you agree with that? I agree. People in our societal group do not wear bright colors. There's so many of you. I only wear black. I don't wear those colors. I don't like orange and pink and green. And that's too bright. You're just too bright. You're too loud. We support each other's victimization by playing poor me games and agreeing with one another that we do not have a chance in this world. Misery loves company. An other way to say it. That's it. Who are you? I know, that sucks. That's fucked up. Yeah, we never had a chance. We will associate with members of our church because they are the only good people in town. That's Mr. Plum. He ain't going to your church. He only messes with his church, bro. It don't matter what God you're praising. He only deals with his church. Only their church. They're not talking to the Baptists. They're not talking to the Mormons. Nope, can't be seen with them. Nope, they're not good people. Some of the planetary contracts I found and cleared in myself and clients. We agree that everyone on this planet must be under the rule of and answerable to the organized government. If the government has dark entities running and possessing its leaders, we must submit to them as well. It's a very North Korean kind of way of thinking. South Korean, whatever. We are the only living beings in existence. There is no life beyond Earth. Hey, Joe Bart, you're an idiot, bro. I'm going to tag you in this. Your last video was like, do you think we'll ever meet aliens in this? Do you want to come meet one? Would you like to see? Do you want to go into outer space? Do you want to meet an alien? Come on. How can you be so dumb? Do you mean, are you going to ever meet one? Well, you can't meet one from inside of your fucking computer room. You must go outside where they live. They're outside. They're outside beings. They're outside of you. But yes, you could meet one if you did some research and shit. If you actually, they could show up in your face if you just call them in. But you, over there talking shit. That's stupid as fuck. We're the only beings. How is that possible? That's not possible. That's not possible, bro. Idiots. Anyways, women shall be held in oppression with the Adam and Eve lie that women brought down darkness upon the planet. No, that's not true. God tempted you. And Eve was curious. Adam had no fucking balls, dude. He did what he was fucking told. Bitch, do what you're told. Follow your contract. Listen to your government. Do what your mommy said. Don't forget what the fucking church said. Don't forget. Do what you're fucking told, Adam. What did Eve do? She questioned. And what did that curiosity lead to? A whole new world. There are many, many more. By now, at least one example of contracts probably has a familiar ring to it is to you personally. Yeah, which one of you are this? And you probably have an idea about ones not specific. You can clear these agreements by using the following process. Begin with the planetary agreement using contracts mentioned above. Then do personal ones on your own. Okay, well, I'm not going to teach you that because I don't think it's that fucking easy to break contracts. Well, they always say you can do a cord cutting removal. I tried that. I mean, you can't really force your lesson out of your lesson. You can invocate God, but you have to take the action. In essence, it's going to be you breaking the fear. It goes on and on. There's like 13, 14, bend over and dump it out. This is the 14th step. Where did you dump? I mean, your emotional baggage, I suppose. Alright, that was good. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Palladians. Yeah, you guys have karmic contracts. You're here on business. That's Bobby, dude. I heard that shit. He can never, dude. I think it's so funny. Not just as Lilith, but just as a divorced woman. Like, I could never do that. Alright, buddy. And the rest of us at divorce court waiting for our number to be called for freedom. We don't think like you, buddy. But as a domestic violence survivor and, trapped in the whole, I can't do any better, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. But Hamburger Helper isn't going to make you, happy for the rest of your life. Unless you're into that, that artificial pasta. And I really thought you was Italian, so I don't know what you're doing over there. Macaroni boy. Anyways. Fucking holy shit. I told you. All I gotta do is play this shit out. All I had to do was play this shit out. You don't even know. I know. I know what's going on. I've seen this play out in time. Alright, this time, we break the pattern. I can do it. And that's where it is. They were so sure I would fall for Wolfman, bro. He was everything, every bit of temptation for me. You're gonna love this one. Yeah. You got me excited. But I was too spiritual. My flesh didn't have a chance. That's really it. But that was the test. And that's what happened too when they sent in, Twin Flame X. She's gonna fall for this again. Fuck I ain't. I'm ready. Bring it on, bro. What is this, game 4? Let's do it, bro. Kobe, I won't let you down. I learned my lessons, bro. I know how to handle fucking karmic situations. Meaning, a difficult situation is an opportunity for you to learn an extremely important lesson that you didn't learn in time. For those that aren't, you have to worry about entity possession. It's very extreme. I mean, it becomes that. Maybe just cancer. But in essence, it's going to kill you. It kills your vibe, bro. It kills your life force. Not having the right state of mind takes your joy, and you're not enjoying your life's journey. And that's why you gotta work through all that bullshit. As far as Alistair, yeah, bro. They're my family. But the light was my family too. I never, that's where it is. It's like, I always make jokes, and they welcome me like that, like they don't know me, like I never did nothing wrong in my life. Like, oh, it's Lilith, it's God's daughter. Get out of my face. It's like those grandmas, like, are you guys still alive? Oh my God. Oh, the angels are so happy to see you. Oh wow. Thanks. Where the fuck were you? I called you and nothing. No, I'm just kidding. That's that Tiger King. Not a fuck you, not a nothing. Did you hear me calling to my angels when I was Christian? Where were you? When I woke up, I saw Gabriel. I said, where have you been? I'm ready. It's time. Like, where you been, bro? We got work to do, bro. We got work to do. Tell the universe, I'm up. We got shit to do. We're about to start this shit off right. In the essence, it's like, get ready. Hey, for those of you entering the dark night of the soul, what does that mean? You're being faced with your harsh-ass feelings and your harsh-ass experiences. You need to sit down with them. You can't run from them any longer. And the more you stuff in there, the more you're calling in more stuff. Really? Yeah. You're calling it in. It's being called to the surface. All darkness must be cleared. And that's your stupid-ass contracts, too. I told you guys are in stupid-ass karmic contracts. I never could explain it, but that was a pretty good explanation. Your stupid-ass contracts. I made a soul contract to this person. Now, when you go back to these soul-contracted fucking people, maybe you should think twice. That goes back to your fucking twin flames, you dumbass divine feminines. They were here to take your power, and you're supposed to reinstate it. Otherwise, you're going to walk around as a powerless fucking Eve, begging some guy. Actually, you're going to be a Lilith. He's not your man. He has a woman, doesn't he? Most of them do. And you're what? You're asking God to take away his blessing so that you can have him? Does that sound like your blessing? Look at how he treats her. How did you even end up in this shit? Yeah, this isn't a good thing. You're gonna need to learn this fucked up ass lesson. That's it too. It's like, I played the side chick. We're not gonna do that no more. Everybody has to play these roles, bro. We gotta learn these roles so that we can roll out. Hey, I love you. Laters. Bye.